are the Butterfly Creek Theatre Troupe. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you all this evening to this delightful, slightly different from our scheduled programming performance of The Winter's Tale. Because of course, as a certain so-called genius, so-called playwright says, the rain does not necessarily raineth every day, but sometimes you just have to keep an eye out for the weather. So The Winter's Tale, which you will see tonight, is arguably one of Shakespeare's most transformative plays. So that's the cue to, transformative, transformative in that we now see our players cast off the dust of the quotidian every day and transform, see what I did there, into the players, the characters that they will be performing for you tonight in this potpourri of a production with plenty of low drama and high comedy. We've got kings, tyrants, queens, peddlers, rogues of all shapes and sizes, including one of our newest members, a man who's just embarking on his theatrical journey, and he knows I'm talking about it, but he's going to come up here. As extemporaneous as this may appear, it's all very tightly scripted, you can tell. Jimmy, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jimmy who will be playing Mamillius in our production tonight. Give us some of your acting chops, Jimmy.
Sad tales best for the winter.
Good, but don't get too attached. Jimmy's bedtime is 10 o'clock, and the character, you'll get the idea when you see him in this play. So, without further ado, we have now transposed the space from the hall that we're seated in into the court of the King of Sicilia. Oh, I should also mention, I should have said this at the beginning as a matter of fact, if you have any electronic devices, now is the opportunity, or any unsanctioned electronic devices I should say, now is the opportunity to turn them off. And if you haven't scanned in when you arrive, feel free to scurry away at the interval to do so. And if we do, specifically if I hear any ringing during the production and some tale told by an idiot going into a phone, there will be a lot of sound and fury, and it won't signify nothing you'll have me to deal with. So, without further ado, I welcome you to The Winter's Tale, The Summer's Night.
Multiply with one, we thank you many thousands more that go before us.
Say your thanks a while and pay you when you part.
So that's tomorrow.
1 seven-night longer.
Very soon tomorrow.
We'll part the time between us then, and in that I'll no gainsay.
Trust me not, beseech you, say. There's no tongue that moves. None in the world so soon as yours could move me.
Tongue tied, my queen. Speak you.
I have thought so, but held my peace until you have drawn oaths from him not to stay. You said charge him too coldly. Tell him you're sure all in Bohemia's well. Say this to him. He speak from his best ward.
Well said, Hermione.
To tell he longs to see his son distraught, but let him say so then, and let him go. Yet of your royal presence, I'll adventure to borrow the week to stay.
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not. Verily.
Verily? You put me over limb of vows, verily. You shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Shall you go yet? Force me to keep you prisoner, my prisoner or my guest by your dread verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam.
Then your kind hostess come. I'll question you of Miles' tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty mornings then?
We were, fair queen. 2 lads that thought there was no more behind, but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the very wag of it?
We were as twin lambs, with frisk in the sun and bleak the one at the other. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing.
By this would gather you have no sense.
I know, sacred lady, temptations have since then been born too, for in those unfledged days was my wife a girl, and your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot, of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I devils. Yet go on. The offences we made you do will answer. If you first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and slip not with any but with us.
Is he one yet?
He'll say, my lord.
I request you would not. Marnie, my dearest, I never spoke to better purpose.
Never?
Why, never but once.
What? Have I twice said well?
Why?
When was before? The once before I spoke to him, that was when they let me have it tied on.
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand and make thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
Disgrace indeed. Why lo you now? I spoke to the Dorcas twice. The one forever in the royal husband, the other for some other friend.
Too hot. Too hot. To mingle friendship far as mingling bloods. Tremor cordis on me. My heart dances, but not for joy. Not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty from heartiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent it may, I grant. Be paddling palms and pinching fingers as now they are, making practised smiles as in a looking glass. That is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamillius! Art thou my boy?
I'm the one.
Ill flex, that's my ballcock. What? Smudge thy nose. They say 'tis a copy out of mine. Come, Captain, we must be neat. Virginally on his palm. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Most dearest, my collar. Let's lie down. May it be affection. Thy intention stabs at the centre. Thou make things possible, thought not so held. How can this be?
What means Cecilia?
Oh, something seems unsettled.
Ah, my lord. What's cheer? How is with you, best brother?
You look as though you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No! Good earnest. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methought me to recoil 23 years and saw myself. My brother. Are you so fond of your young prince as we seem to be of ours?
Evan Holmes said he's all my exercise.
So stands this squire office with us. We two will walk, my lord. Leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, as thou lovest us, show our brothers welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap. Next to thyself and my young rover, who's the parent to my heart.
Oh, if you would seek us, we are yours in the garden. Shall I attend you there?
At your own bents dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I'm angling now. But you perceive me not. How I give mine. Go to. Go to. How she holds up the neck, the bill to him. Arms her with the boldness of a wife to an allowing husband. Gone already. Inch thick, knee deep, o'er head and ears, a forked one. Go play, boy. Play. And mother plays. And I play too. But so disgraced a part whose issue will hiss me to the grave. Contempt and clamour shall be my help. Go play, boy. Play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckolds ere now. Many a man there is, even at this present. Now, while I speak this, holds his wife by the arm, and little thinks she has been sluiced in his absence, and is ponded, fished by his near neighbour, by still a smile, his neighbour. Nay, there's some comfort in it, that other men have gates, and those gates opened, like mine, against their will. All deceit, if all pride that had revolted wives, then tenth of mankind would hang themselves. Physic for it there is none. It is a bawdy planet, be it concluded. Let in and out the enemy with bag and baggage. Many thousands on us have the disease, and feel it not. How now, boy?
I'm like you, they say.
That's some comfort. What? Camillo there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go, Mamillius, thou art honest man. Camillo! This great sir will yet stay longer?
We had much ado to make his anchor hold. The Newcastle Count still came home.
It's noted.
He would not stay at your conditions, made his business more material.
Just perceive it. They're here with me already, whispering, rounding, and as Sicilians and so forth. 'Tis far gone when I should gust it last. How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
At the good Queen's entreaty.
At the Queen's, be it? Good? Should be permanent, but so it is. It is not. Taken by any other paper thine than Leontes, perchance, to this business perblance, eh?
Business, my lord. I think most understand. Bohemia stays here longer.
Ha!
Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy. The entreaties of your mistress. Satisfy. Let that suffice. And not you seen, Camillo? That's past doubt. Or else your eyeglass is thicker than a cuckold's horn. Or heard. But to a vision so apparent, rumour cannot be mute. Or thought. For cognition lives not in man that will not think. My wife is slippery. If thou wilt, confess it. Or else be impudently negative to have nor eyes, nor ears, nor thought. And say, my wife's a hobby horse. Deserves a name as blank as any flax wench who puts two before her trough play. Say it, and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken.
He's whispering nothing. He's leaning cheek to cheek. He's touching noses, kissing with inside lip. Stopping the career of laughing with a sigh. An infallible breaking honesty. Horsing foot on foot, skulking in corners, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind with a pin and web but theirs only that would unseen be wicked. Is this nothing? Why, then the world and all that's in it's nothing. The covering sky is nothing, Bohemia is nothing, my wife is nothing, and nothing have these nothings if this be nothing.
Good, my lord! Be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No!
It
No,
is,
my lord!
It is, you lie, I say thou liest. Camillo, but my wife's liver is infected as her life. She would not last the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like a medal hanging about his neck. Polixenes, who, if I had servants true about me, would do that which would undo more doing. Aye, and thou, his cupbearer, the spicer cup to give mine enemy the lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
Sir, my lord, I could do this, but I cannot believe it's correct to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly being honourable. I have loved her.
I'll make that thy question then and go rot. Just think I am so muddy and unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation, to sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is goads, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps, to bring scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and lover's mine. Without right moving to it, would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do. We'll fetch off Bohemia for it. Provided that when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen at yours as yours at first, even for your son's sake.
Thou dost advise me, even so as mine own course hath set out. Bring no blemish to her honour. None.
My lord, go then, and with the countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me ye have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant.
This is all. Do this, and thou hast half my heart. Do it not, and thou splits thy own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will be kind. You did advise me.
miserable lady. For me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes. Ground to do it disobedience to a master one who in rebellion with himself will have all that are his, so too. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I can find examples of thousands that have struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. I must defy the court. Do it or no, seems to be a breakneck.
This is strange. Thinks my favour here begins to walk. Not speak? Good day, Camillo.
Hail! A most royal, sir.
What is the news of the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost some province. It is breeding that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
Now, dare not, do not. Do you know and dare not? Intelligence to me.
There is a sickness, which puts some of us in distemper. But I cannot name the disease, and it is court of you that yet are well.
How court of me? If you know what which does behoove my knowledge thereof to be informed, imprison not in ignorance concealment.
I may not answer.
Sickness court of me, and yet I well, I must be answered.
Sir, I will tell you, since I am charged in honour by him that I think honourable. Therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I mean to utter it.
On, good Camillo.
I am appointed him to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears, as he had seen to been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen, forbiddenly.
Oh!
I know not from whence this comes, but I am sure to say that to avoid what's grown and question how 'tis born. Therefore, if you dare trust my honesty, which lies enclosed in this trunk, away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, clear them of the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honour of my parents I have uttered truth.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall still name mine. This jealousy is for a precious creature. As it is rare, must it be mighty. And as his person's violence must it be great. And as he does conceive is dishonoured by a man which ever professed to him, why vengeance must in that be made more bitter. Here, all shades me. Good expedition be my friend. Come, Camillo.
Oh, I'm hungry!
Take the boy to you, he so troubles me, just past enduring.
Come, my gracious lord, shall I be your playfellow?
No, none of you!
Why, my sweet lord?
You'll kiss me hard and speak to me as well as a baby still. I love you better.
Oh, and why so, my lord?
Not for because your brows are blacker, yet black brows, they say, become somewhat best. So there be not too much hair there, but in a semicircle, a half moon made with a pen.
Who taught you this?
I learnt it out of women's faces. Pray now, what colour are your eyebrows?
Blue, my lord.
Nay, that's a mock. I've seen a lady's noses were blue, but not her eyebrows.
Hark ye, the queen your mother rounds apace. We shall present our services to a brand new prince one of these days. Then you'd wanton with us if we would have you.
She's spread of light into a goodly bog. Good time encounter her. What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, now. I'm for you again. Pray you, sit by us and tell us a tale.
Merry as that shall be?
As merry as you will.
Sad tale's best for winter. I have one of sprites and goblins.
Oh, well, let's have that then, good sir. Come on, sit down and do your best to frighten me with these sprites. You're powerful at it.
There was a man
Nay, come sit down then on.
dwelt by a churchyard. I shall tell it softly, so that yonder crickets shall not hear it.
Come on then and give it being in mining.
Was he met there? Camillo with him? What train?
Behind them tuft of pines I met them. Never saw men scour so on their way.
How blessed am I in my true censure, my just opinion. I lack for lesser knowledge. How accursed to be so blessed! There may be in a cup a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if you present the abhorred ingredient to his eye, let it be known how he hath drunk, he will crack his gorge, his sides with mighty hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camillo was his help in this, his pander. There is a threat against my life, my crown. All's true that is mistrusted. This false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. He has discovered my design, and I am left a pinched thing. Bring me the boy. I am glad you did not nurse him. For though he bears some signs of me, you have too much blood in him.
What is this, sport?
Bear the boy hence! Away with him! He shall not come about her. Let her sport herself that which she's big with.
What's that
For
thing?
it's Polixenes that has made these swell nuts.
But I say you've not. And I'll be sworn you would believe my saying. How are you leave the neighbourhood?
You, my lord, look on her, mark her well. Be but about to say, oh, she's a goodly lady. Then the justice of your heart must theretofore add, it's a pity she's not honest. Let it be known from he that has most cause to believe it so. She's an adulteress.
Should villains say so? The most replenished woman in the world, he were as much more than you, my lord, do but mistake.
You, my lady, have mistook. Polixenes for Leontes. I have said she is an adulteress. I have said with whom, and more, she's a traitor. Aye, Camillo is a federary with her, and one that knows what she is shamed to know herself. She's a bed swerver. Aye, and privy to this their late escape.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me? Gentle, my lord, you scarce can write me thoroughly than to say you did mistake.
No, if I mistook them in these foundations that I build upon, then the world is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's top. Away with her, to prison! Let he that speaks be a far off guilty that he speaks.
There's some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favourable.
Shall I be heard?
Who is that goes with me? I beseech your highness, my woman may be with me, for you see my plight requires it.
Hence, do my bidding.
Adieu, my lord. I never wish to see you sorry, nor I trust I shall. My woman, can we have leave?
Beseech you, my liege, call the queen again. Be certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which 3 great ones suffer, yourself, your queen, your son.
Hold your peace.
It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some putter-on that'll be damned for it. But I knew the villain myself, I'd damn him. Be she honour flawed. If this prove true, then by mine honour...
Cease! No more. You sense this business of a smell as cold as a dead man's nose, but I do see and feel it as you would feel doing thus, and feel with all the senses that feel. Now, credit. And yet, for greater confirmation, for in a business of this importance it is most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, who from the oracle shall bring back all, whose sacred counsel had, will stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied and need no more than what I know, so shall the oracle bring rest to others. Come, my lord. We must speak in public, for this business will raise us all.
Tell it after, as I take it, if the good truth were known, eh? Ah.
She is something before her time delivered.
A boy?
A girl, and a goodly babe, lusty and like to live. The queen takes much comfort in it. Says my poor prisoner, I am innocent as you.
I dare be sworn these dangerous, unsafe looms of the king be shrew. He must be told of it, and he shall. The office becomes a woman best. I'll take it upon me. If I prove honey-mouthed, let my tongue blister, and never to my red-locked anger be the trumpet any more. Pray, Amelia, commend my best obedience to the queen. If she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it the king and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. We do not know how the sight of the child may soften him. The silence, often of pure innocence, persuades when speaking fails.
Most worthy madam, your honour and your goodness is so evident that your free undertaking cannot miss a thriving issue. There is no lady living so meet for this great errand.
Tell her, Amelia, I'll use that tongue I have. If wit flow from it as boldness from my bosom, let it not be doubted, I shall do good.
Now may you be blessed for it. I'll to the queen.
Madam, if it please the queen to send the babe, I know not what I shall incur to pass it, for I have no warrant.
You need not fear it, sir. This child was prisoner to the womb, and is by law in process of great nature thence freed and enfranchised, not a party to the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any be, the trespass of the queen.
I do believe it.
Do not you fear. Upon mine honour, I will stand betwixt you and danger.
Night nor day nor rest. It's but weakness to bear the matter thus, mere weakness. If the cause were not in being, part of the cause, she, the adulteress, for the harlot king is quite beyond mine arm. But blank and level of my mind, plot-proof, but she, I can hook to me. Say she were gone, given to the fire. Some poetry in my wrist might come back today again. Who's there?
My lord,
How does the boy?
he took good rest tonight. Just hope his sickness is discharged.
His nobleness. Conceiving the dishonour of his mother, he straight declined. Troupe took it deeply and downright languished. Leave me solely. Go, see how he fares. Fine, no thought of him. My thoughts of vengeance that way recoil upon me. Present vengeance, take it on her.
You must not enter. Nay, good lords, be second to me. Fear you his tyrannous passion more or less than the Queen's life?
That's enough.
What noise there? Home! Bear this audacious lady away. Antigonus, I charge thee that she shall not come about us. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord, but she should not visit you.
What? That's not rule, huh?
From all dishonesty he can. In this, unless he take the course which you have done, commit me for committing honour. Trust that he shall not rule me.
There, you hear? When she would take the rein, I let her run, but she will not stumble.
Good lord, I come from your good queen.
Good queen.
Good queen, my lord. Good queen, I say, good queen. And would by combat make her good, were I a man. The worst about you.
Force her hence!
Let him that makes but trifles of his eyes first hand me. On my own I'll off. But first I'll do my errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here it is. She commends it to your blessing.
Out! Mankind witch! Force her out the door! Traitors! Will not push her out! Best of traitors!
I am none by this good light.
Nor I, nor any, but one that's here, and that's himself.
Cad! Boundless tongue! Who late hath baited and beaten our husband and now comes to bait me! This brat is none of mine. It is the issue of Polixenes. Bear it hence, and together with the dam, commit it to the fire.
'Tis yours. And might we lay the old proverb to your charge, so like you 'tis the worst. Behold, my lords, although the print be little, the very matter and copy of the father, eye, nose, lip, the trick of his frown, his forehead, nay, the valley, the pretty dimples of his chin and cheek.
Gross hag! And now, Lawthorne, are worthy to be hanged that will not stay her tongue.
Handle the husbands that cannot do that feat. You'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
Once more, bear her hence.
A most unworthy and unnatural lord can do no more.
I'll have thee burnt.
I care not. 'Tis an heretic that makes the fire, not she that burns in it. I will not call you tyrant, but this most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak hinged fancy, something savours of tyranny, and will ignoble make you, yea, scandalous to the world.
My legions, forced her out of my chamber. Were I a tyrant, where were her life then? She durst not call me so if she knew me one. Bear her hence!
Can you do not
So,
Farewell.
we are gone.
Traitor! I'll set on my wife to this. My child! Bear her away. Even now, that has a heart so tender over it. Carry it hence and see it instantly consumed by fire. Even now, and only now. If thou wilt refuse, and wilt encounter with my wrath, say so. The bastard's brains with these, my own proper hand shall I dash out. Away with it, into the fire. For thou didst set on my wife.
I did not, sir. This noble fellow, if he please, can clear me in it.
And, my royal liege, she is not guilty of her coming thither.
You liars all!
Beseech your highness, give us better credit. On these we beg that you do change this purpose, which being so horrible, so bloody, must result in some foul issue. We all kneel.
Feather on each wind that blows. Shall I live on? See this bastard even and call me father. Better to burn it now than curse it later. But be it let it live. No. It shall not neither. You, sir, come you hither. To save this bastard's life, for 'tis a bastard's as sure as his beard is grey, what would you adventure to save this brat's life?
Anything, my lord. I'll pour the little blood I have left to save the innocent. Anything possible.
I can perform it, see you. For the fail in any point should mean death, not just to thyself, to thy lewd-tongued wife. For now we do pardon. We enjoin thee, as thou art liege man to us, that thou shalt carry this female bastard hence, and bear it to some desert and remote spot, quite outside our dominions. And there shall you leave it, without more mercy, to its own defences and the mercy of the climate. Take it up.
I swear to do this. Though present death had been more merciful. Come, poor babe. Some powerful spirit instruct the kites and ravens to be thy nurses.
No. I'll not bear another's issue. Prepare, my lord. We must summon a session to arraign our most disloyal lady. For as she has been so publicly accused, so she must have a fair and open trial. Leave me. Think on my bidding. Tyrant! This session, to our great grief we do decree, even pushes against our heart. Party tried, the daughter of a king, our wife, and one of us too much beloved. Let us be cleared of being tyrannous, as we do so openly openly proceed in justice, which shall have due course, either to the guilt or the purgation. Produce the prisoner.
It is His Majesty's pleasure that the Queen appear in person here in her Queen. Say silent, Queen! Silent!
Read the indictment.
Hermione, Queen to the worthy Leontes, King of Sicilia, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason in committing adultery with Polixenes, King of Bohemia, and conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord the king, thy royal husband. The pretence whereof, being by circumstances partly laid open, thou, Hermione, contrary to the faith and allegiance of a true subject, didst counsel and aid them for their better safety to fly away by night.
No, lies.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation, and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself, shall scarce boot me. To say not guilty, mine integrity being counted falsehood, shall, as I express it, be so received. You, my lord, best know, who least would seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy. For behold me, a fellow of the royal bed, a great king's daughter, the mother to a hopeful prince, here standing to prate and talk for life and honour, for who please to come and hear? For life I prize it as I weigh guilt, which I would spare for honour. 'Tis a derivative from me to mine, and only that I'll stand for.
Aye!
I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how was I in your grace? How merited to be so? Since he came, with what encounter so uncurrent I have strained to appear thus, if one jot beyond the bound of honour, or an act of will that way inclining, harden be the hearts of all that hear me, and my nearest a king cry fire upon my grave.
I ne'er heard yet that any of these bolder vices wanted more impudence to gainsay what they did than to perform it first.
'Tis true enough. 'Tis true enough, though 'tis a saying, sir, not due to me.
You will not own it.
More than mistress, which comes to me in name of fault, I shall not at all acknowledge. For Polixenes, with whom I am confused, condemned, I do confess. I loved him as an honour he required. With such a kind of love as might become a lady like me, with a love even such as yourself commanded. Now for conspiracy, I know not how it tastes, though it be dished to me to try how. All I know of it is that Camillo was an honest man, and why he left your court, the gods themselves, wotting no more than I, are ignorant.
You knew of his departure, as we know what you have undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language I understand not. My life stands in the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I had dreamt it. As you are so far from all honour, those of your fact are so far from truth, which to deny concerns more than avails. As your brat has been cast out like to itself, with no father owning it, which is indeed more of a crime in thee than it. So you shall face our justice, in whose easiest passage look for no less than death. Shame! Shame!
which you would fight me without seek. To me can life be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favour, I to give lost. For I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy, and first fruits of my body, from his presence, I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast. The innocent milk, in its most innocent mouth, hailed out to murder, myself on every post proclaimed the strumpet, and with immodest hatred the childbed privilege denied, which belongs to women of all fashion. And lastly, hurried here, to this place, in the open air, before I have strength of limit. Now, my liege, tell me what blessings I have here alive that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. Yet hear this. Mistake me not for life, I prize not a straw, but for my honour, which I would free of being condemned upon surmises, all proofs sleeping else but what your jealousies awake. I tell you 'tis rigour and not law. Your honours all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo be my judge.
Here, Apollo be my judge!
Your request is altogether just. Therefore, bring forth, and in Apollo's name, his sacred oracle.
The Emperor of Russia was my father. Oh, that he were alive, and here beholding his daughter's trial, that he did but see the flatness of my misery, yet with eyes of pity, not revenge.
You here now shall swear that you, Cleomenes, you, Dion, having both been at Delphos, and from thence have brought the sacred oracle, by the hand delivered, and that since then you have not dared break the holy seals, nor read the secrets in it.
All this we swear.
Crack open the seals and read.
Hermione is chaste. Polixenes blameless. Camillo a true subject. Leontes a jealous tyrant. Nettleton and the king shall live without an heir until that which is lost be found.
That's red truth.
Aye, my lord, even so as it is set down there.
There is no truth at all in the oracle. This session shall proceed. This is mere falsehood.
My lord! Oh, the king!
What is this business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed is gone.
How gone?
Is dead!
Apollo is angry. The heavens themselves cast at my moan injustice. How now there?
This news is mortal to the queen. Look down and see what it is.
Pray you, bear her heads. Her heart is below her charge. She will recover.
Clear the court. Clear the court.
I have too much. Leave my own suspicion. Beseech you, apply to her gently some remedies for life. Apollo, pardon my great profaneness against thine oracle. I'll reconcile me with Polixenes. New woo my wife. Recall Camillo, who I now profess to be a man of honour and mercy, for being transported by mine own jealousies to bloody thoughts of vengeance and death. I chose Camillo as the minister to poison my friend Polixenes. been done but with the good mind of Camillo, tarding my hasty command. How he shines through my rust, and his mercy makes my deeds look the blacker.
Whoa! Oh, cut my legs! This my heart! Dragging it break too!
What fit is this, good lady?
What? Studied torments, tyrant, has for me. What wheels, racks, fires, what flaying, boiling, in leads or oils, what old or newer torture must I receive, whose every word deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, look what they have done, and then run mad indeed, stark mad! For all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayed Polixenes, 'twas nothing. That did but show thee of a fool, inconstant and damnable and grateful. Nor was it much thou would have poisoned good Camillo's honour to have him kill a king. Poor trespassers, more monstrous standing by, whereof I reckon the casting forth 2 crows, thy baby daughter, to me, or none, or little, though a devil would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor is it directly laid to thee the death of the young prince, whose honourable thoughts high in one so tender, cleft heart that could conceive a gross and foolish sire, blemished his gracious stand. This is not known late to thine answer. But at last, when I said, cry woe, the sweetest, dearest creature's dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet.
The higher powers forbid.
I say she's dead, I swear it. If word nor oath prevail not, go and see. But, oh, thou tyrant, do not repent these things, for they are heavier than all thy woes can stir. Therefore, betake thee to nothing but despair. 1,000 knees, 10,000 years together, naked, fasting upon a barren mountain in still winter and storm perpetual, could not move the gods to look that way thou wert.
Go on. Go on. Thou canst not speak too much. I have served all times to speak their bitterest.
Say no more. No matter how the business goes, you have made fault in the boldness of your speech.
I'm sorry for it. Oh, faults I make when I shall come to know them, I do repent. Do not receive affliction at my petition. Rather, let me be punished that have reminded you of what you should forget. Good my liege, sir, royal sir, forgive a foolish woman. The love I bore your queen, lo, fool again, of mine own lord who is lost too. Take your patience to you, and I'll say nothing.
Didst but speak well, and most the truth. We receive better than to be pitied of thee. Prithee, bring us to the bodies of our queen and our dead son. Grave shall serve for both. Upon them, the causes of their death shall appear, to our shame perpetual. Once a day, I will visit the chapel where they lay. Tears shed there shall be my recreation. So long as nature will bear up this exercise, so I swear to perform it. Come, bear me away to these sorrows.
Thou art perfect, then. Our ship hath touched upon the shores of Bohemia.
I, my lord, and fear we have landed in ill time.
But stay thou aboard. Look to thy bark. I'll not be long before I call upon thee.
Now make your best haste and go not too far of the land. 'Tis like to be laden whither. Besides, this place is famous for the creatures of prey that keep upon it.
Stay down there. I'll follow presently.
I'm glad at heart to be so rid of the business.
You know, I have heard, but not believed, the spirits of the dead may walk again. If such thing be, thy mother appeared to me last night, for ne'er was dream so like a waking. In pure white robes like the very sanctity, she did approach my cabin where I lay, and none did this break from her. Good Antigonus, since fate against thy better disposition hath made thy person for the thrower out of my poor babe, according to thine oath, places remote enough are in Bohemia. There weep and leave it crying. And, for the babe is counted lost forever, yes, Perdita, I prithee call it. For this ungentle business, put on thee by my lord, thou ne'er shalt see thy wife Paulina more. I do believe Hermione hath suffered death, and that Apollo would, this being indeed the issue of King Polixenes, that it should here be laid either for life or death upon the earth of its right father. Blossom, speak thee well. There lie. And there thy character, Perdita. There these, which may if fortune please, both breed thee pretty and still rest thine. All begins. Farewell. The day frowns more and more. Oh, thou art like the heaven lullaby too rough. I never saw the heavens so dim by day. A savage clamour. Well, may I get aboard? This is the chase. I'm gone forever.
I wish that there was no age between 16 and 3 and 20, or that youth would sleep out the rest. But there's nothing in the in-between except getting witches with a child, wronging the ancient breed, stealing, fighting. Lord mercy, what we have here? Beard. A very pretty beard. Why your child, I wonder? Very pretty beard. Some escape. Though I'm not bookish, yet I read some waiting gentlewoman in this scape. This has been some stair work, some trunk work, some behind the doors work. They were warmer what got this than the poor thing is here. Oh, I'll take it up for pity. I'll tell you while till my son come. I heard him, I just went out now. Where are you, Wayne? Hey, where are you? So dear, what else now here?
I've seen two such sights. Why see in my land? But I'm not to say it is the sea, for it is now the sky. Betwixt the firmament and it you cannot trust the bodkin's point.
How is it, boy?
Oh, I would you did but see how it chafes, how it rages, how it takes up the shore. But that is not the point. Oh, the most piteous cry of the poor souls. Sometimes to see him, and not to see him. And then for the land service, to see how the bear tore out his shoulder bone. How he cried to me for help. Said his name was Antigonus, a nobleman. But to make it into the ship, to see how the sea flat dragged it. But first how the poor souls roared, and the sea mocked them. And how the poor gentleman roared, and the bear mocked him. Both roaring louder than the sea or weather.
Mercy me, when was this, boy?
Now! I have not went since I saw these sights. The men are not yet cold under water, nor the bear half died, nor the gentleman. He's headed now.
Heavy matters, heavy matters. But look thee here, boy. Now, bless thyself. Whilst thou meanest with things dying, I meanest with things newborn. Look here. Here. A bearing cloth for a squire's child. Open up, see what's in it. Here. Now, you see, I was told I was going to be rich by the fairies. This is some changeling. Open it, what's in it? Oh.
You're a made old man. The sins of your youth are forgiven you. You're well to live. Gold. All gold.
'Tis fairy gold, boy. And shall remain so. Take it on. Keep it close. We are lucky, boy, and to remain so requires nothing but secrecy. Come, next way home.
Go you the next way with your findings. I'll go see if the bear be gone from the gentleman and how much he had eaten. They'll never curse but when they are hungry. If there be any of them left, I'll bury it.
Oh, and if you should discernment, or what's left of him, what he is,
fetch me from the side of him.
Marry boy, you shall help me put him in the ground. Well, lucky boy, 'tis a good day. We'll do good deeds on it.
That's right, it's just me. Pretty convincing, isn't it? Well, now, hopefully you've been able to process that whirlwind of a first half, and I imagine some of you who are of legal age might need a little something to fortify yourselves for the second half. We have now, of course, touched down on the famously coastal land of Bohemia, so there will be a 15-minute interval before the festivities resume. I take upon me in the name of time to use my wings. Impute it not a crime to me or my swift passage, that I slide o'er 16 years and leave the growth untried of that wide gap. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you had slept between. Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving that he shuts up himself. Imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be in fair Bohemia. And remember well, I mentioned a son of the king's, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace to speak of Perdita, now grown in grace, equal with wondering what of her ensues. I list not prophesy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth, a shepherd's daughter. And what to her appears, which follows after, is the argument of time. Of this allow. If ever you have spent time worse there now, if never, yet the time himself doth say, he wishes earnestly you never may.
I pray thee, good Camillo, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, and a death to grant this.
It's 16 years since I saw my country. I have for the most part steered abroad. I designed to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king, my master, has sent for me, to whose feeling sorrows I might be some less. I overween to think so, which is another spur to my departure.
As thou lovest me, Camillo, why not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now? That fatal country, Sicilia, for thee speak no more. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince Florizel, my son?
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. Though I have noted he is of late much retired from the court.
I have considered so much, Camillo, and with some care. I have this intelligence. It is seldom from the house of a most homely shepherd. A man, they say, who from very nothing, beyond the imagination of his neighbour, has grown into an unspeakable estate.
I have heard of such a man. He hath a daughter of most rare note. The report of her extends more than can be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That is likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that plucks our son thither. Thou shalt accompany me to the place, where we will, not appearing as we are, have some question with the shepherd. Prithee, be my present partner in this business and lay aside all thought of Sicilia.
I willingly obey your command.
And best Camillo, we must disguise ourselves.
When daffodils begin to At my time wore 3 hile. Yeah, but now I'm out of service. And shall I go on for my dear? The pale moon shines by night, and when I wander here and there, I then do must go right. My father named me Autolycus, who, being as I am littered under Mercury, was likewise a snapper up of unconsidered trifles. Now my revenue was the silly cheat. A prize, a prize.
Let me see. Every year that wear the tods, every tod yields pound and odd shilling. 1,500 shorn. What comes the wool to?
The springe hole, the cock's mine.
I cannot do it without counters. You say, what am I buy to my sheep shearing feast? What am I to buy for my sheep shearing feast? 5 pound of sugar, 3 pound of currants, rice. What will the sister of mine do with rice? But father hath made her mistress of the feast, and she lays it on. I must have saffron, mace, dates, none. It's out of my note. Nutmeg, 7, ginger, but that I may beg, 4 pound of prunes, and a many raisins in the sun.
Oh, that ever I was born.
Naming me.
Oh, help me, help me. Pluck but off these rags, and then death, death.
Alas, poor soul, thou hast neither more rags to allow me than have these off.
Oh, sir, the loathsomeness of them offends me more than the stripes I have received, which are mighty ones in millions.
Oh, alas, poor man.
Oh, I am robbed, sir. Oh, and beaten, my money and apparel taken from me, and these detestable things put upon me.
What? By a horseman or a footman?
A footman, sweet sir, a footman. Oh, wow.
Oh, indeed. He should be a footman by the garments he has left with thee. If this be a horseman's coat, it had seen very hot service. Give me thy hand. Come, give me thy hand, I will help thee.
Oh, good sir, tenderly, oh.
Alas, poor man.
Oh, good sir, softly. Dear sir, I dear sir, my shoulder blade is
Thou
out.
canst stand.
Oh, softly. Good sir, softly. You have done me a charitable office.
Dost like any money? I have a little money for thee.
Oh, no, good face, sir, no, sweet sir. Offer me no money, I pray you. That kills my heart. I have a kinsman, not past 3/4 of a mile hence, unto whom I was going. I shall there have money or anything I want. Offer me no money, I pray you. That kills my heart.
What manner of fellow was he that robbed you?
A fellow, sir, that I have known to go about with troll my dames. Yeah, I knew him once, a servant of the prince. I know this man well. He hath been since an 8th bearer, then a process server, then a bailiff, then he compassed a motion of the prodigal son, and married a tinker's wife within a mile of where my land and living lies. And having flown over many knavish professions, he settled only in rogue. Some call him Autolycus.
Not upon him, prig, for my life, prig. He haunts waste spears and beer baking.
Ah, very true, sir, very true. He's the fellow that put me into this apparel.
Who not a more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia? If you had but Lord Pig, and spit at him, he'll and run.
I must confess to you, sir, I am no fighter. I am false of heart that way, and that in you I warrant him.
Well, how do you now?
Oh, sweet sir, much better than I was. I can stand and, walk. I will even take my leave of you and pace softly towards my kinsman.
Shall I bring thee on the way?
No, good face, sir, no, sweet sir.
Then fare thee well. I must go buy spices for our sheep shearing.
Prosper you, sweet sir. For your purse is not hot enough to purchase your spice. I'll be at your sheep shearing too. And if I make not this cheap bring out another, and the shearers prove sheep, may my name be enrolled and put in the book of virtue. Jog on the footpathway, and merrily head to the skyward. Your merry heart goes all the day. Your sad times are a mile.
You're no shepherdess, but Flora appearing in April's front.
Sir, your high self, the gracious mark of the land you have obscured with a swain's wearing. And I, poor lowly maid, most goddess-like, franked up.
Look, I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Jove afford you cause. To me, the difference forges dread. Your greatness has not been used to fear. Even now, I tremble to think that your father, by some accident, might pass this way.
No, you apprehend. Nothing but jollity.
Oh, but sir, your resolution cannot hold when 'tis opposed by the king.
Thou dear Perdita, with these fool sports I prithee, look darken not the mirth of the feast, or I'll be thine, my fair, or not my father's, for I cannot be my own, nor anything to any, if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, though destiny say no. Your guests are coming. Now lift up your countenance as if it were that day of celebration, or that nuptial which we have sworn shall come.
Oh, may fortune stand your suspicion.
My daughter, when my wife lived upon this day, she was cook, peddler, butler, dame and servant, welcome door. Pray. Bid our unknown friends to go.
Sir, welcome. It's my father's will that I should take on me the hostship of the day. You're welcome, sir. So, give me those flowers there, Dorcas. Reverend sirs, for you there's rosemary and rue. These will keep steaming and savour all winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, so fair one are you. Well, you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
These are flowers of middle summer, and I think they're given to men of middle age. You're very welcome.
I should leave grazing, were I of your flock, and only live by gazing.
Out, alas! You'd be so lean that blasts of January would blow you through and through. Now, my best friend, I would I had some flowers of spring which might suit your time of day, and yours, whereupon your virgin married. Oh, these I lack to make you darling of. And my sweet friend, to strew him under.
What, like a corpse?
No! Like a bank. For love to lie and play on. Not like a corpse. Or if, not to be buried, but quick. And in mine arms. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
No, what you do, still it betters what is done. When you speak, it's sweet, and have you do it ever. When you dance, I wish that you were a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. You move still, and still so, and oh, no other function, each you're doing, so singular in each particular, that it crowns what you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens. Your hand, I pray, I dance my Perdita, so turtles pair that never mean to part.
I'll swear for him.
This is the prettiest lay-born lass that ever ran on the greensward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself. Too noble for this place.
He said something to make her blood look out. Good sooth. She is the queen of curds and cream.
Come on, strike up!
Mopsa must be your mistress. Married, garlic to lend her kissing with. Now in good time.
Not a word we stand upon our manners. Come, strike up!
1, 2, 3, 4!
And I have it on his own report, and I believe he looks like truth. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, because never gaze the moon upon the water as you stand and read my reader's mind. And to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose between who loves another best.
She dances sweetly.
Oh, so she does anything, though I say it myself. Let she be silent. If young Dorcas do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
Oh, mister! Mister! Oh, man! If you did not see the peddler at the door, you'd never again got the order table and the pipe. No, the bagpipe could never again. He sings several tunes quicker than you tell money. Right? Each balance is been tune on them and old man's ears grew to his tunes.
He could never come better. You shall come in.
Has he any unbraided wares?
Oh, he hath all the ribbons and all the colours in the rainbow.
Pretty, bring him in and let him approach singing.
Forewarn him that he use no scurrilous words in tunes.
You have with these papers, sister, that have more than that good thing.
And brother, or go about to think.
Lord,
of the curse for my lads, yeah, to give their tears. Pins and poking sticks I steal, what makes laugh from head to heel. Buy from me, come by, my lads, or else your lasses cry. My lads, or else your lasses cry. Come by, come by.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me. But, being enthralled as I am, it will be also the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
Where I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
He hath promised you more than that, or there be liars.
He has paid you what he promised you. Or maybe he has paid you more, which will shame you to him again.
Is there no manners left among maids? Is it not milking time when you go into bed to whistle these secrets? But you must be tit-tattling before all our guests. Which is well they are whispering. Clamour your tongues in not a word more.
I have done me. Come, you promised me pretty lace and a pair of sweethearts.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money?
And indeed, sir, there are cozeners abroad. Therefore it behooves men to be wary.
Oh, fear not, thou man. Thou shalt lose nothing here.
I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge.
What hast here? Balance?
Pray now buy some. I love a ballad in prose of life, for then we shall get true.
Why? Here's a ballad of a fish that appeared upon the coast on Wednesday the 40th of April, 40,000 fathom above water, and sung this ballad against the hard hearts of maids. It was said she was a woman, and was transformed into a cold fish, for she would not exchange flesh with one that loved her. This ballad is very pitiful and as true.
Is it true too? Thank you.
Oh, 5 justices' hands at it, and witnesses more than my pack will hold.
Lay by another.
Okay. Why, this is a very merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
Oh, is this a merry one?
Okay, well, this is a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of, 2 maids wooing a man. There is scarce a maid westward, but she sings it.
We can both sing it. If thou wilt bear a part.
We had our video on some months ago.
Oh, you must know I can bear my part. 'Tis in my occupation. Have at it with ya. Get your hands for where I must go, where it thinks you not to know.
After all by ourselves. My father and the gentlemen are in sad talk and will not trouble them. Come, bring thy pack away with me. Wrenches, I'll buy for you both. Fiddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girls. And you shall pay well for them. Get your hands for your must go. Where the fish not to go.
tells much. How now, fair shepherd? Your heart is full of something that will take your mind from feasting. When I was young and hand in love as you do, I was wont to load my sheep with gnats. I would have ransacked the peddler's silken treasury and poured it to her acceptance. You've let him go, and nothing mounted with him.
No, old sir, I know that she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts that she looks from me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who it would seem have sometimes loved. I take thy hand, this hand as soft as dove's down.
What follows this? Presently the young swain seems to wash the hand was fair before. I'll put you out. But to your protestation, let me hear what you profess.
Yeah, do, and be witness to it.
And this, my lady.
Yeah, and he, and more than he, and men, the heaven, the earth, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, and I will force and knowledge more than was any man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her employ them all, commend them and condemn them to her service or to their own perdition.
Fairly often. This shows a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well, no, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Oh, take hands, a bargain, and you, my friend, shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and shall make her portion equal his.
Oh, this being of the virtue of your daughter. One being dead, I shall have more than you can dream of yet, enough then for your wonder. But come, mark our contract before these witnesses.
And daughter yours.
Stop, swain a while, beseech you. Have your father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
No, he neither does nor shall.
Methinks the father is at the nuptial of his son, the guest that best becomes the table. I pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs?
Oh, no, good sir, he has his health of ampler strength indeed than most of his age.
Whitebeard, you offer him, if this be so, or wrong something unfilial.
I yield all this, but for some other reason which just is not fit you know. My grave sir, I will not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
No, he shall not.
Prithee, let him.
No, he must not.
Come now, son, he shall not be to grieve at knowing thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir, whom son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou sceptre's heir that thus affects the sheep-hook. And thou, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week. And that fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, who of course must know the royal fool thou copest with, I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state. Colin, fond boy, if I may ever know thou dost but sigh, that thou no more shalt see this knack as never I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession. Follow us to the court.
Even here, undone. I was not much afeard. For once or twice I was about to speak and tell him plainly that the selfsame sun that shines on his court hides not his visit from our cottage but looks on alike. Well, please you, sir, be gone. I told you what would come of this. Beseech you of your own sake, take care. This dream of mine, being now awake, I'll queen it no inch farther, but milk my ewes and weep.
How now, father? Speak and advise.
I cannot speak. I cannot think. I cannot dare to know that which I know. Oh, sir, you have undone a man of 83 who sought to fill his grave in quiet. To die on the bed, my father died on, to lie close by his honest bones. Now some hangman must put on my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels dust. You cursed wretch, who knewest this was a prince, and wouldst adventure to mingle fate with him. Undone. If I should die within this hour,
I am but sorry, not afeard, delayed but nothing altered. What I was, I am, more straining on for plucking back. I'm not following my leash unwittingly.
Gracious, my lord, you know your father's temper. At this time, then, till the fury of his highness settle, come not before him.
My purpose is not. I think, Camillo.
Even he, my lord.
How often have I told you 'twould be thus?
No.
How often said my dignity would last but till 'twere alone?
It cannot fail, but by the violation of my faith, lift up my locks. From my succession wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
This is desperate.
Oh, so call it, but it does fulfill my vow. I needs must think it honestly, Camillo. Not for Bohemia, nor all the sun seas, or the close earth wombs, or the profound sea hides in unknown fathoms will I break my oath to this, my fair beloved. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her whom here I cannot hold on shore.
Oh, my lord, I would your spirits were easier for advice, more stronger for your need.
Hark, Perdita. I'll hear you by and by.
Is irremovable, resolved for flight. Now were I happy if his going I could frame to serve my turn. Save him from danger, do him love and honour. Purchase again the sight of dear Cecilia. And that unhappy king, my master, whom I so much thirst to see.
Now, Camillo, I'm so fraught with curious business, I leave out ceremony.
Well, my lord, I'll point you shall have such receiving, as shall become your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, marry her, and with my best endeavours in your absence, your discontenting father strives to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How may this almost a miracle be done?
Make for Cecilia, and there present yourself and your fair princess, for so I see she must be, for Leontes. Methinks I see Leontes opening his free arms and weeping his welcomes forth. Asks be his son forgiveness, as 'twere in the father's person.
But what colour for my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Sent by the king, your father, to greet him and give him comfort.
But it's exactly this.
Cause more promising than a wild dedication of yourselves, to unpathed waters, undreamed shores.
Preserver of my father, now of me, medicine of my house. How shall we do? We are not furnished like Bohemia's son, nor shall I appear in Sicilia.
My lord, fear none of this. I think you know my fortunes do all lie there. It shall be so my care to have you royally appointed, as if the scene you play were mine. For instance, sir, so you may know you shall not want one word.
What a fool honesty is. I have sold all my trumpery. Are they wrong? Who should buy first? As if my trinkets had been hallowed and brought a benediction to the buyer. Which means I saw whose purse was best in picture. And what I saw was my good use I remembered. I picked and cut most of their festival purses, and had not the old man come in with a hubbub against his daughter and the king's son and scared my chuffs from the chaff, I had not left a purse alive in the whole army.
Who have we here? We'll make an instrument of this, and make nothing may give us aid.
White cane.
How now, you fellow? Why shake yourself so? Fear not, here's no harm intended to thee.
I am a poor fellow, sir.
Why, be so still. There's no London will steal that from me. Yet, for the outside of that poverty, we must make an exchange. Therefore, discase the instantly. There must be there's a necessity in it. And exchange garments with this gentleman. And the pennyworth on his side be the worst, yet hold thee. There's some boot.
I am a poor fellow, sir. I know you well enough.
Hey, pretty dispatch, the gentleman is half flame already.
Oh, be you in earnest, sir? I smell the trouble.
Dispatch, I prithee.
Unbuckle, unbuckle. Fortunate business. Let my prophecy come home to ye. You must retire yourself into some covert. Take your sweetheart's hand, pucketar your brow, muffle your face, dismantle you, and as you can, dislike in the truth of your own seeming. So you may, for I do fear eyes over, to shipboard get undescribed.
I see the place where lies time must bear apart.
No remedy. Have you done that?
Yes, should I now meet my father, he would not call me son.
Come, lady, come. Farewell, my friend.
Adieu, sir.
A word, I pray. What have we twain forgot?
What I do next shall be to tell the king of this escape and whither they are bound, in which my hope is I shall so prevail to force them after, in whose company I shall review Cecilia, for whose sight I have a woman's longing.
Thus we are set on, fortune speed us, to the seaside.
The swifter speed, the better.
I know the business. I hear it. To have an open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for a cutpurse. Oh, a good nose is requisite also, to smell out work for the other senses. I see this as the time that the unjust man doth thrive. What an exchange had this been without boot! What a boot is here with this exchange! Sure the gods do this here connive at us, that we may do anything extempore. The prince himself is about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king withal, I would not do it. I hold it the more knavery to conceal it, and therein am I constant to my profession. Beside, there's more matter for a hot brain. Every lane's end, every shop, church, session, hanging, yields a careful man work.
See what a man you are now. There's no other way to tell, but to tell the king she's a changeling and none of your flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
Go to, then.
Oh, she being none of your flesh and blood, your flesh and blood has not offended the king. And so your flesh and blood is not to be punished by her. Surely those things you found about her, those secret things, all but what she has with her, this being done, let the law go whistle, I warrant you.
I will tell the king all, every word. And his son's pranks too, who I may say has not been an honest man, neither to his father nor to me. Go about to make me the king's brother-in-law.
Very wisely, puppies.
Well, let us to the palace. There is that in this fine old will make the king scratch his beard.
How now, rustics? Whither are you bound?
To the palace, if it please your worship.
Your affairs there, what, with whom, the condition of that father, your names, your places, the dwelling of your occupation, of what having, breeding, and anything that is fitting to be known, discover.
We are but plain fellows, sir.
Lie! You are rough and hairy. Let me have no lying, it becomes none but tradesmen.
Are you a courtier? Ain't like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier. Seest thou not the fairs of the court with these enfoldings? Hath not thy gait in it the measure of the court? Receives not thy nose court odour from me? I am courtier, cap a pay, and ones will either push on or pluck back thy business there, whereupon I command thee to open thy affair. What advocate hast thou to the king?
I know not, sir.
Advocate's a court word for a pheasant, so you have none.
Oh, I have no pheasant, sir. Neither cock nor hen.
How blessed are we that are not simple men, yet nature might have made me as these are. Therefore I will not disdain. This disdain.
This cannot be but a great courtier.
His garments are rich, but he wears them not handsomely.
Seems more noble in being fantastical. A great man, I warrant. I know by the picking on his teeth.
The father there, what's in the father? Wherefore that walks?
There lie in this fable, sir, such secrets that none must know but the king, and which he shall come to know within the hour if we come to the speech of him.
Ah, age, thou hast lost thy labour.
Why, sir?
The king is not at the palace. He has gone aboard a new ship to purge melancholy and air himself. For, if thou beest capable of things serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
Oh, so it's said about his son, sir. He should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not in hand fast, let him fly. Why, the curses he shall have, the tortures he shall feel, will break the back of man and the heart of monster.
Think you so, sir?
Oh, yes. Not he alone shall suffer what waste can make heavy and vengeance bitter, but those that are germane to him, though removed 50 times, shall all come under the hangman, which, though it be a great pity, yet is necessary.
Is the old man your son, sir, do you hear? And like you, sir?
He has a son, who shall be flayed alive, then anointed over with honey, set upon the head of a wasp's nest, then stand till he be 3/4 in a dram dead, then recovered with aquavitae or some other hot infusion, then in the hottest day prognostication proclaims, shall he be set against a brick wall, the sun gazing with a southward eye upon him, where he is to behold him with flies blown to death. But what taught me of these traitorly rascals whose miseries are to be smiled at, their offences being so capital? Tell me, for you seem to be simple, plain men, what thou hast to the king. Being something gently considered, I'll bring you where he is aboard, tender your parsons to his presence, whisper him in your behalf, and if it be a man besides the king to effect your suit, here this man shall do it.
He seems to be a great authority. Clothes with the given gold. Remember, stoned and flayed alive.
And it please you, sir, to do this, undertaking this business for us. Here's gold that I have. I'll make it as much again, and leave this man and pawn till I bring it to you.
After I have done what I promised.
Aye, sir.
Well, give me the moiety. Are you a partner in this business?
In some sort, sir. Though my case be a pitiful one, I hope I shall not be flayed out of it.
No, that's the case of the shepherd's son. Hang him, he'll be made an example of.
Comfort, good comfort. You must to the king and show strange sights. You must know 'tis none of your daughter nor my sister. We are gone else. Sir, I will give you as much as this old man does when the business is performed, and remain, as he says, your pawn till it be brought you.
Very well, I will trust you. Go on toward the seaside. Take your right-hand path. I will but look upon the hedge and follow you.
Oh, we are blessed in this man. As I always say, even blessed.
Well, let us go before the business. He was sick to do us good.
And I am mine, to be honest. I see fortune would not suffer me. She drops booties in my mouth. I am courted now with a double occasion. Gold, and a means to do the prince my master good, which who knows how that may turn back to my advancement. I will bring these two moles, these blind ones, aboard him. If the prince see it fit to shore them again, their business to the king concerning him nothing, let him call me rogue for being so far officious. For I am proof against that title, and what else shame belongs to it. To him will I present them. There may be matter in it. Parties over, and it's morning to
have done enough, and have performed a saint-like sorrow.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them. So still think of the harm I did myself. So much. Heirless, and have left my kingdom and destroyed the sweetest companion that e'er man bred his hopes out of.
True, too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world, or from the all that is took something good to make a perfect woman, she you killed would be unparalleled.
I think so. Killed. She I killed. I did so. But thou strikes me sorely to say I did. 'Tis as bitter on thy tongue as in my thought. Now, good now, say so but seldom.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those would have them wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state.
There is none worthy respecting she that's gone. Moreover, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. For has not the divine Apollo said, is not the tenor of his oracle, that King Leontes shall not have an heir till his lost child be found? Care not for issue, the crown will find an heir.
Good Paulina, who hast the memory of Hermione, I know in honour. Ever I had squared me to thy counsel. Even now I might look upon my queen's full eyes, taken treasure from her lips,
and left them more rich for what they yielded.
Thou speaks truth. No more such wives. Therefore, fear no wife, Paulina. I will take no wife.
Will you swear never to marry but by my free leave?
Never. So blessed be my spirit.
Now, good lady, bear witness to his oath.
You tempt him too much.
Unless another, as like Hermione as is her lecture, affront her die.
Good, madam.
I have done. Yet, if my lord will marry, if you will, sir, no remedy but you will, give me the office to find you a queen. She shall not be so young as was your former, but she shall be such as walked your dead queen's ghost. It would take joy to see her in your arms.
Oh, true, Paulina. We will not marry till thou bidst us.
That shall be when your first queen's again in breath, never till then.
One that gives himself out as prince, Florizel, son of Polixenes, with his princess, the fairest I've yet beheld, desires access to your high presence.
What with him? Comes not back to his father's greatness. His approach, so out of circumstance and sudden, tells not of a visitation framed, but forced by accident and need. But what train?
But you and those that mean,
His princess, say you, with him.
I, the most peerless piece of earth, I think, that e'er the sun shone bright on.
Go, Cleomenes. Yourself assisted by your honourable friend. Bring them to our embrace. Still, strange they should steal upon us thus.
Had our prince, jewel of children, seen this hour, he would have paired well with his lord. There was not full a month between their births.
Prithee, no more. Cease! Suppose he dies to me again when it's talked of. Sure, when I shall meet this gentleman, your speeches will bring me to consider that which will unfurnish me of reason. They come. Your mother was most true to wedlock, Prince. If she did print my royal father off conceiving me, most warmly welcome. And this, fair princess, goddess. Oh, alas, I lost a couple who twixt heaven and earth might thus have stood, forgetting wonder, as you gracious couple do. And then I lost all my own folly, for society, amity too of your brave father, who, though bearing misery, I desire my life to look on him again.
By his command, here have I touched Sicilia, and from him give you greetings that the king, at friend, can send his brother.
Welcome hither, as is the spring to the earth. The blessed gods purge all infection from the air whilst you do climate here. Your father is a holy man, honourable gentleman, against whose person, so sacred as it is, I have done sin, for which the heavens, taking angry note, have left me ageless. Your father, blessed as he in heaven merits it with you, worthy his goodness. Oh, might I have been, and I a son and daughter to look upon, such goodly things as you.
Most noble sir, that which I shall report will bear no credit, were not the proof so nigh. Please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you from himself by me, desires you to attach his son, who has his duty and dignity both cast off, fled from his father, from his hopes, and with a shepherd's daughter.
Where is Bohemia? Speak.
Here in your city. I now came from him. I speak amazedly, and it becomes my marvel and my message. To your court, who are hastening in the chase, it seems, of this fair couple, meets he on the way the father of this seeming lady, and her brother, having both their country quitted with this young prince.
Well, Camillo has betrayed me, whose honour and whose honesty till now has endured all weathers.
Lay it to his charge. He is with the king, your father.
Who is? Camillo?
Camillo, sir. I spake with him, who now holds these poor men in question. Never have I seen wretches quake so. They kneel, they kiss the earth, they forswear themselves as often as they speak. Bohemia stops his ears and threatens them with dire deaths and death.
Oh, my poor father! The heavens set spies on us that will not have our contract celebrated.
You are married.
We are not, sir, nor are we like to be. The stars, it seems, will kiss the valley first.
Good, my lord. This is the daughter of a king.
Well, when once she is my wife.
At once, I see from your father's speed, will come on very slowly. I'm sorry, most sorry that you have fallen from his liking, as you are bound by duty, and as sorry that your choice is not as worthy in riches as she is in beauty.
Theo, look up. That though fortune, invisible and enemy, has chased us with my father, power no jot hath it to change our loves. I beseech you, sir, remember, since you owed no more to time than I do now, with thought of such affections, step forth, mine advocate, and at your request my father will grant these precious things.
I will. Your honour is not overtaken by your desires.
Oh, no.
Then I am friend to them and you, upon which errand I now move toward. Therefore, follow me, and mark which way I go. Come, good my lord.
Beseech you, madam, were you present at this relation?
I was by at the opening of the Fardel. Heard the old shepherd deliver the manner which he found it.
Ooh.
Whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were all commanded out of the chamber.
Oh.
Only, this me thought, I heard the shepherd say he found the child.
So I would most gladly know the issue of it.
Well, here comes a gentleman that haply knows more. The news, Rogero.
All is bonfires. The oracle is fulfilled. The king's daughter is found. Such a trio of wonders broken out within this hour that ballad makers may not be able to express it. Ooh. Ah, here comes Lady Paulina Stewart. She may deliver you more. How now, ma'am? Has the king found his daughter?
Most true. There is such unity in the proofs. The mantle of Queen Hermione, the jewel about the neck of it, the letters of Antigonus found with it, which they know to be his character, the majesty of the creature in resemblance of her mother, the affection of nobleness, which nature knows above her breeding, and many such evidences which proclaim her with all certainty to be the king's daughter. Were you at the meeting of the two kings? No. Then have you lost a sight which was to be seen, cannot be spoken with? There might you have seen one joy crown another. There were casting up of eyes, holding up of hands, our king ready to leap out of himself for joy at his found daughter, as if that joy were now become a loss. He cries, "Oh, my mother, my mother!" And he asks Bohemia forgiveness. Then he embraces the shepherd's son. Then he thanks the old shepherd. I never heard of such another encounter.
But pray you, what became of Antigonus, who carried thence the child?
Like an old tale still, he is torn to pieces with a bear.
Which avouches the shepherd's son, who has not only his innocence, which seems much to justify him, but a handkerchief and rings of his that Paulina knows.
Are they returned to court?
No, the princess, on hearing of her mother's statue, which is in the keeping of Paulina, thither with all greediness of affection are they gone, and there they intend to sup.
I thought she had the matter there in hand, for she hath privately, twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of Hermione, visited that removed house. Come, shall we peace the rejoicing?
Let's along.
Here are those I have done good to against my will, and already appearing in the blossoms of their good fortune.
Come, my boy. Thy master, children, thy children will all be gentlemen born.
You are well met, sir. You denied to fight with me this other day because I was no gentleman born. See these clothes? Say you see them not, and think me still no gentleman born. You had better say these robes are not gentleman born. Well, give me the lie, do, and try whether I am not now a gentleman born.
I know you are now, sir, a gentleman born.
Aye, and have been so any time these 4 hours.
As have I, son.
So you were. But I was a gentleman before my father. For the king's son took me by the hand and called me brother. And then the 2 kings called my father brother. And then the princess, my sister, called my father father. And so we went. Those are the first gentleman-like tears that ever we shed.
We may live, my son, to shed many more.
Aye, cursed to hard luck, being in so preposterous a state as we are.
I humbly beseech you, sir, to pardon me the faults I have committed to your worship, and to give your good report to the prince, my master.
Prithee do, my boy, for we must be gentle. No, we are gentlemen.
Thou wilt amend thy life?
Aye, and it like your good worship.
Give me thy hand. I will swear to the prince, thou art as honest a true fellow as any is in Bohemia.
No, you may say it, but you may not swear it.
Not swear it now, the gentleman. Let boors and franklins say it, I'll swear it!
What may be false, sir?
If it dare be so false, a true gentleman may swear it in the behalf of his friend. And I'll swear to the prince thou art a tall fellow of thy hands, and thou wilt not be drunk. But I know thou art no tall fellow of thy hands, and that thou wilt be drunk. But I'll swear it, and I would thou would be a tall fellow of thy hands.
I will prove so, sir, to my power.
Aye, by any means prove a tall fellow. I do not wonder how thou darest venture to be drunk. Not being a tall fellow, trust me not. Hark! The kings and the princes, our kindred, are going to see the Queen's picture. Come, follow us, we'll be thy good masters.
Oh, grave and good Paulina, the great comfort I have had with thee.
What problem, sir, I did not well, I meant well.
Good Paulina, we honour you with trouble, but we came to see the statue of our Queen. Your gallery have we passed through, not without much content and many singularities, but we saw not that which my daughter came to look upon, the statue of her mother.
That she lived peerless, so her dead likeness, I do well believe, excels whatever yet you looked upon or hand of man hath made. Therefore, I keep it lowly apart. But Puritans, prepare you to see the life as lively not as ever still sleep, not death. Behold, and say 'tis well. I like your silence. 'Tis the more shows off your wonder. But yet speak. First, you, sir. Comes it not something near?
Natural posture. Chide me, good stone, but I must say indeed, thou art Hermione. Or rather, thou art she and I not chiding, for she was as tender as infancy and grace. But yet, Hermione was not so much wrinkled. Nothing so aged as this.
Oh, not by much.
So much the more our Carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years and makes her as she lived now.
Now she might have been. So much to my good comfort as now it is piercing to my soul. Thus she stood, even with such life of majesty, warm life as now it coldly stands when first I wooed her. Shamed. Will not the stone rebuke me for being more stone than it? Royal peace. There is magic in thy majesty, which now my evils conjures to remembrance, and from thy admiring daughter takes the spirits, standing like stone with thee.
And give me leave. Do not say it is superstition, but I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear Queen that ended when I but began, give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Patience. The statue is but newly fixed, the colours not dry.
My lord, the sorrow was too sore laid on, which 15 winters cannot blow away. So many summers dry, scarce any joy. Did ever live so long, no sorrow killed itself much sooner.
Dear my brother, as him that was the cause of this have powers to take off so much grief from you as he will piece up in himself.
Indeed, my lord, had I thought the sight of my poor image would thus have brought you, or the stone is mine, I'd not have showed.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze upon it. lest your fancy shall think anon in mood.
Oh, let be. Let be. When I were dead, that methinks already. What was he that made this? See, my lord, what you do, that it breathed, that these veins that verily bear blood.
Masterly done. Her very life seems warm upon her lip.
Fixture of her eye has movement in it, has been mocked by art.
I'll draw the curtain. My lord is just so far transported, he'll think anon it lives.
Oh, do, Paulina. Let me think so these 20 years together. No settled senses of the world can compare with the pleasure of that madness. Let it alone.
I'm sorry, sir, I have thus far stirred you, but I could afflict you further.
Do, Paulina. For this affliction has a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort. Yet, air comes from her. Fine chisel could yet cut breath. Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Oh, good my lord, forbear. The ruddiness upon her lip is wet. You'll mar it if you kiss it. Stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
Not these 20 years.
So long could I stand by with Coron.
Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move indeed, descend and take you by the hand, but then you'll think, which I protest against, I am assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I am content to look upon. What to say, I am content to hear, for 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required you awake your faith. Then all stand still. Those that think it is unlawful business I am about, let them depart.
Proceed. No foot shall stir.
Music, awake, strike. 'Tis time. Descend. Be stone no more. Approach. Strike all that look upon with marvel. Come. I'll fill your grave up. Stir. Nay, come away. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life redeems you. You perceive she stirs. Start not. Her actions are holy, as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until you see her die again, for then you kill her double. Nay, present your hand. When she was young, you wooed her. Now in age has she become the suitor.
Oh, she's warm. If this is magic, let it be an art as lawful as eating.
She embraces him.
She hangs around his neck. If she pertain to life, let her speak too.
Aye, and make manifest where she has lived, or how stolen from the dead.
That she is living, were it but told you, would be hooted at like an old tale. Yet it appears she lives, though yet she speaks not. Mark a little while. Please you, fair madam, to interpose, kneel and pray your mother's blessing. Turn, good lady, our Perdita is found.
Oh, you gods all look down and from your sacred files pour your graces upon my daughter's head. been preserved? Where lived? How found thy father's court? For thou shalt hear that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast in being, have preserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that, lest they desire upon this bush to trouble your joys with like relation. Go together, you precious winners all. Your exaltation partake to everyone. I, an old turtle, will wing me to some withered bough, and there my mate that's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina. Let us away from this place. What? Look you on our brother. Both your pardons and air between your holy looks came my ill suspicions. This is your son-in-law, son unto a king, who, heaven's directing, is troth-plight to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us from hence, that leisurely we may each one demand an answer to his part played in the long gap of time, since first we were dissevered. Hastily, lead on!